Welcome back to Bedroom Corner with your four hosts, Gengar, the Heart from Hell's Moving Castle, Pikachu, and me. Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year. Not Happy New Year's. There is no S. It's not plural. Happy New Year. Wow, we're back. It's 2026, and we're back in action. I did not want to stop doing the podcast. Life just started whooping my ass like a runaway slave, so there was really no other option for me to do than take a break from doing everything that I was doing. But even in that absence, the last time I made a podcast episode was in the beginning of August. So September, October, November, December, now January. September, October, November, December, January. So 5 months. But I'm in such a better place. Like, I feel more free with my thoughts, and there's a lot more headspace that is not being occupied by the tragedies of just capitalism. I'm in school again. I'm in a new position. I have a lot more free time. I completed my last semester with a 4.0, and I just feel a lot better. I did cut off all my hair in July. I shaved it bald, basically 1 inch of hair, because I was having a mental breakdown, and my hair felt like it was overcomplicating a lot of things, and I could not handle that. I'm not wearing headphones today because with this haircut, it makes my head look like a bowling ball when I have the headphones on, and that kind of wasn't the tea for today. Other than that, maybe there isn't that much to actually update you guys on. I don't know, but let's get into the podcast, because I don't know if this episode is going to be that long. I do have a list of things I want to talk about, but I kind of just want to chit chat, get ready with me, type tea, and just ease my way back into doing the podcast, because I miss fucking talking to you guys for so long. What the fuck? I don't have a therapist also, so it's oh my goodness. I stopped going to therapy maybe a month ago, because my therapist lives in Tokyo. So after the fat orange man got elected, she moved to Tokyo, as she should. So I'm just out here thugging it raw and real. I mean, I'm still on my medication. They upped my dosage of medical grade ketamine, so for my major depressive disorder. So we are just out here really thugging it and loving it. And there's nothing else that can be done. Moving right into the topics. I want no bullshit. I want to cut to the chase. Let's get into it. AI and Nicki Minaj. First things first. AI. I'm going to need everybody to get a lot more woke about this shit. It is getting so crazy. At my new position, I was telling the people that I work with that AI is poisoning black neighborhoods. And these people are intelligent. They understood. They were like, we weren't aware of that. We won't use AI in the office anymore. Period. When I told them that AI, that the reason, they were like, well, how is it using so much water? We only use it to craft emails. And I was like, okay, but if you're using it to craft emails, imagine how many other people are using it to craft emails and stuff like that. But also, it's more so the people who are using AI as a dating thing. And they were like, dating? And I was like, oh my God, y'all don't know about people dating AI. People are on TikTok going on full on dates with AI, with ChatGPT, asking them to be their therapist, being on ChatGPT from 9 to 5, literally. And they were we're in shock. I had to show them videos, and it's crazy how, and these are young people, young lit bitches. So it's crazy how much information is out there, and it's crazy how much people don't have access, or not even don't have access to, or just haven't seen it. So it's you really have to go around educating people all the time, and just sharing that information, because girl, we are in a really crazy state. We need to bring back social Darwinism, except for the racist part. All that can go, but the dummy bitches with dummy bitch brains, y'all have to line up, or you have to fight me. That's the only thing you can do. You can't be a dumb villager in the village and not have to fight. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about. A lot of things can be solved with violence. I don't understand. I saw somebody, or on TikTok in general, black Americans have been we're not our ancestors, we would have fought back. You bitches are so stupid. It's so dumb. And you don't understand that you're under spells. You're literally under spells, and you're not even under a strong spell. You're just under the dumb bitch one. Because imagine saying the generation of like Harriet Tubman who like traveled hundreds of miles to free multiple people, learn to read, slaves that learn to read and rebel, and not even having the full history of slavery because America doesn't give a fuck to give you it, and then being like, we're not our ancestors, but the fat orange man is taking away your rights every day. And what are you doing besides going to Starbucks still because you're big as hell? Right. Starbucks and McDonald's back to back. You can't stand for any, like, that is a crazy thing to say. So that's what I mean by like either we bring back social Darwinism or every dummy bitch that wants to be a dummy bitch has to meet a smart bitch outside and fight. And if I have to be the bitch, I'm not the smartest, but if I have to be the smart bitch in general, you will see me in the street. Like, I'm not understanding. Like, I'm not understanding. There's no way we can keep going. We need to bring woke shit all the way into 2026. Bitch, anti-intellectualism is on the rise. We have Nicki Minaj going to conservative right-wing people and talking about Christians in Nigeria. Your husband has PDF file charges, and so does your brother. And you are also an idiot in our face today, right now. Like, I don't understand, like, bitch, you're mad at us for being mad at you. Be mad at Jocelyn, the bitch who folded your clothes while you were still in them. Like, there's no way. There is just, like, I cannot believe that this is the realm in which we are living in right now, because in what frame of mind does it make sense for Nicki Minaj to go to a conservative right? She's not even a citizen. Like, girl, you're worried about the wrong things. Your husband needs to go to jail, jail, under the prison, right with Diddy. Speaking of Diddy, that documentary, 50 Cent is actually like chaotic. No, I was gonna say he's chaotic neutral, but he's chaotic evil. Like, oh my god, you bought the footage that Diddy was going to release once he got off from the charges. Why he ever thought that was going to happen, I don't know. I mean, he did get off from a lot of the charges, but like, you bought that footage and released it. I mean, rightfully so, because Diddy's a terrible person. Also, Marlon Wayans defending Diddy. I don't understand when stuff like this happens and it's like abusers that are like getting exposed. Why do people have like, there's so many victims who come out and speak their truth and nobody says anything about it. Like, you don't say anything like, oh, whatchamacallit, like, let me support you, let me stand with you. But every time it's an abuser, somebody's signing a letter. Young Miami writing a letter to the judge like that's a good man. I don't, like, we, like, bitches, like, it's a dumb bitch party. It's a dumb bitch potluck. We have a dumb bitch turkey. We have dumb bitch stuffing. We have dumb bitch soup. All the dumb bitches are bringing dumb bitch shit to the dumb bitch potluck. And I'm about to send a nuke to the dumb bitch potluck because we can't do no more dumb shit in 2026, you guys. Like, genuinely, there cannot be any more room for dumb shit. Like, I'm getting scared. Like, bitches are really stupid today. Bitches are worried about so many things in the future, like people not being able to read in the future. Bitches are functionally illiterate right now today in our face. 69% of the population is functionally illiterate in Philadelphia. The bitches are dumb right now in our faces today. We have to eliminate them. There's, like, it's too late. We already got the fat orange man. It's multiple genocides going on. They just dropped bombs in Nigeria. We have Kim Kardashian, dumb, stupid ass who can't even pass the bar, promoting the Neuralink. And people don't even understand that she's setting up, failing the bar, having low brain activity, getting a brain scan, and being the doctor saying she has low brain activity. Duh, she's a fucking idiot. She's just setting herself up to be organically given the Neuralink and then pass the bar. And she's consent farming, like a lot of these other influencers are consent farming, not consent farming from the law, because the law doesn't give a fuck. They'll put an AI hub anywhere and just fucking do it. So what do you think they're going to give a fuck about the Neuralink for? She's consent farming not for you. And I keep seeing influencers, people that I literally have gone to influencer events with, saying, if Kim Kardashian's promoting it, why can't it be a bad thing? And then they do the Meta Glasses ad. Mind you, they're scamming y'all. I know somebody who did the Meta Glass brand ad for $5,000, and then another one of my friends did it for $50,000. Same follower group, same whatever. They're just scamming y'all to be stupid. Like, you have some integrity. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything, and that's like a lot of you bitches. They're consent farming, not for you guys who are, even the influencers who are getting 50K, the Neuralink is going to be hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. Your broke ass, my broke ass, is not going to be able to afford it. I don't fucking want it. So really just your broke ass, because I'm not going to talk about myself like that. She's consent farming, and these influencers are consent farming when they're doing Metaglass and AI ads to, not for when they release it like they released a new iPhone, because nobody's going to be able to afford it. They're going to start using it on prisoners. They're going to start using it on the immigrants who are in these fucking internment camps, concentration camps that Donald Trump set up. That is when they're going to be like, oh, it's not that bad. Kim Kardashian is using it. But it'll be a slew of human rights violations, treating people like, they're already doing that in these immigrant facilities, and nothing's being done about it. So it's like, hey, in 2026, there is hope. There is hope. We just got Mamdani elected. There's someone just got elected in New Jersey. There was a bunch of blue shit that happened. New York, New Jersey, and California just did some real blue liberal shit. And there is hope. There is hope. So I just started that off because it was at the top of my mind, because I could not believe that Nicki Minaj was talking about Christians in Nigeria. But hey, let's move on to a lighter topic. The first 10 minutes of that was really rough, so if you made it through, thank you. Anyways, and honestly, no, bitch, I don't want to apologize for that, because bitches need to know that information. If you can't sit through a little 10-minute spiel about AI, not having fucking drinking water, and black communities being poisoned, then I don't want you on my fucking podcast. Next, crushes. Hard fucking pivot. Having a crush really makes everything technicolor. Like, this person that I've been talking to for a really long time, like, not really long time, but a decent amount of time, like 6 months, we recently just started hanging out because they came from Germany and they're in the area that I live, and we've been seeing each other every day. They're actually in the living room, in the next room, because they could not sit in here while I was recording this, because I don't like doing that. But having a crush makes everything much, much, much more interesting. Like, I think I'm a serial dater, as I've said before. I go in and out of relationships a lot, but I took this, at least, I want to say 2 years, coming up on 2 years. 2024 in February was when I broke up with my last partner. Like, I'm just a Taurus Venus at the end of the day. I love being in love. I love love. I don't want to say I'm in love, but I would say having a crush, a mutual crush, and especially when you're with a person who clicks. Like, we started talking in June of last year, this past summer, and that's when I was going through a bunch of shit. So I was like, hey, we can, like, cut the cute shit. And my friend had just went to Ethiopia at that time. Not June, but like July-ish. We started talking early June, but like we started really talking in July, and my friend had just went to Ethiopia and stuff like that. So there was nobody I could really talk to. I ghosted my therapist. I had left therapy. Well, I didn't ghost my therapist. I just had left therapy. I did it like an adult. They're leaving January 5th to go back to Germany, and then they're coming back in March. But I know when they leave in January, and I've been telling people this, and people don't understand what I'm saying, but a few people do. I'm going to be so heartbroken that they're gone, but I'm going to be so creative. Like, but I'm going to be so depressed when they leave, but like, I'm going to be so creative. Like, I'm so creative when I'm that depressed, and I'm so excited for it. Like, I have an ad with eBay coming out that I was supposed to do in November and December, but I never did, and they extended it for me, and they're still going to pay me even more money. And I have all these ideas, and I'm so excited to just roll them out. And I think that's why I got the motivation to do this podcast, because if I don't have this fucking big bitch, this big 6'2" bitch in my face every single day to keep me entertained, how am I going to keep myself entertained? Creating content. Exactly. Which also reminds me of the Vogue article that it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend, which I also want to preface with, I am a misandrist. I hate men. I've always hated men. I've always had a distrust of men, and I will never not have a distrust of men, because I think even myself, it's like Venom from Spider-Man. Like, something like takes you over and you have to fight against it. It's like being Nigerian, and it's like fighting against that spirit taking you over. It's like being Caribbean. It's like being Dominican. It's like being Jamaican. It's just like, it's like being white, but they don't fight against it. Like, we are like chaotic neutral, they're chaotic evil. There's always going to be a distrust of men, and I'm never not going to say that. But when people are like, the male loneliness epidemic is because all women hate men, everybody hates men, da 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 da, I would say I have about 60 friends that I will call my friends. And then I have about 10 good friends. And then about 4 or 5 friends that I will call family. Out of all 60 of those friends, I'm the only misandrist. I'm not new to this. This is not a bit. This is not the new wave of hating men and all this stuff. I feel this shit to my core. If you saw the way I treated people that I'm talking to in the beginning stages, I believe you have to train them like dogs. Like, you truly do. You have to be, and it's not even something that you have to put on a front for. If you're not about that lifestyle, then you're not about that lifestyle. Like, my friends would be like, how do you ask people from you're talking to for money? By asking them for money. My couch is broken. It has 2 broken legs. And the person that I'm speaking to saw that, and I said, yeah, you should buy me a new couch. And then I sent it to them. They bought the couch. I've had exes pay rent, pay bills. This person has paid bills, and we've only been talking for 7 months. I think that is the standard. If they're not adding anything to your life, then what are you even like? It doesn't matter how long you've been talking. If you want this to keep talking, that's just how I run my program. It's real strict around here. I'm not saying anybody has to fucking do that, but that's my tea. Um, but I say all that to say that the male loneliness epidemic is because men are just want to be lonely and stupid. Because there are plenty of women, men, non-binary, trans, everything in between who love men, love them, ask them to do the bare minimum, and they just can't do that. Like, you're just a dirty troll under a bridge, which is like okay, but getting mad at being a troll under a bridge and getting mad at the bridge for you being under it is like kind of like insane, no? And I say all that to say that the Vogue article saying that it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend, guess who it is embarrassing for? The woman. And there's so much polarization behind men hating women or people hating men in general that it's starting to return back on being the woman's problem. Like, somehow misandry, somehow men being terrible people and people not liking them is now women's fault, or people who like men's fault, which is crazy. And just another recession indicator, not even recession indicator, like, as a result of the recession, this is now what's happening as a result of, like, a symptom of the recession. And it's like the Vogue article goes in to say men who don't pay the bill, men who do all these like bad things, and it like somehow becomes the woman's fault. And I don't understand how we are moving to that part when it's like there's nothing wrong with liking men. I really don't try to push misandry onto my friends. I'm just saying that's how I run my program. I run my program like I hate men, and you're like the one person that is around me. Any man that is around me has to be tested and vetted every single day. There is not a man that is in my close circle that has not been tested and vetted every 24 hours. I have so many straight friends, and I will try to bait them into saying something misogynistic around me all the time. Men who have known me for years, men who have known me very intimately. It does not matter. You cannot be trusted. I have to test them, just like I do my white friends. You have to be tested and vetted. They're every 8 hours for real. Every work shift, I gotta ask you a question. Do you want to say nigga? Do you want to say nigga right now? Do you want to say nigger? Do you want to call me a tar baby? Did you just say nigger in your head when I said nigger? Like, it's bait and switch every single day because everybody needs to be tested. Let me fix my crown. Don't get too comfortable. It's embarrassing that men are just bad people, and there's so many men that are bad people that it's hard to decipher which ones are the good ones. But whose fault is that? And who set that system up? Men. So, yeah. That's just something that has been on my mind for a while. And talking about men that are embarrassing, let's talk about Marty Supreme. It's not really a great transition, but I loved Marty Supreme. I love that fucking movie. That is an embarrassing man to like. Like, Odessa in that movie, Rachel liking Marty Supreme after he told her, "You have no purpose, I do." Ooh. Crazy. Everybody needs to go watch that movie. I don't support the wigger shit that Timothy Chalamet is doing, but what I do support is him acting that little ass off. But everybody go watch Marty Supreme. And speaking about being 95% and speaking about being 95 pounds soaking wet, You probably cannot tell, or you can tell if you go back and watch my order videos, but I was just going through a lot at that time, so I was gaining weight. I've lost about 10, 15 pounds, and people's response to you losing weight is so interesting. And I've been through this a few times because my senior year of high school, why the fuck would you drive by my apartment making that much fucking noise? My senior year of high school, I was 310 pounds at the beginning, like that September. And then by the end of my senior year of high school, I was 250 pounds. Then in that August of my freshman year of college, I was 200 pounds, I want to say that August. And then by that October, I was 150 pounds. And by that December, I was 120 pounds. Now, we all know I battle with that ED every day. ED down, bulimia nervosa tea, house boost the gag. And the mug was still tea even in the summertime when I was gaining weight. So it's like, it really don't matter. Mug always gonna be tea, body always gonna be tea. Um, but the way people respond to you losing weight, especially like on the internet, is like, "Oh, I can tell you're slimming down. You look so healthy." And it's like, I'm not losing this weight in a healthy way because my weight fluctuates all the time. It's just never gonna be that. And I do battle with major depressive disorder, and I do battle with bulimia nervosa, and all that stuff. So it's like I'm not doing it in a healthy way, and I'm not even saying that to be like, you guys should do it too. But it's just like it trips me out every single time that my weight fluctuates and people notice it and they like say it as a positive. I'm not saying it's not positive. Like my jeans fit better. Like I'm wearing clothes that are my size as well. Like I've recently transitioned from doing big top, big bottom to accurately sized top, baggy bottom. So there's also that people are able to see my silhouette a lot better instead of me like wanting to be a floating head because I have crippling body dysmorphia and wearing clothes that make me look like I have no shape whatsoever at all. So there's also that which I've transitioned into. People policing your body, and I'm not saying that for all the people like my friends who have commented on it and like people who don't know me that well or like know the inner workings of my life that well or what I'm struggling with and stuff like that. A compliment is a compliment. I'll always take it. It's never an issue. It's the long drawn out conversations with people that I know and it's like, "Oh my god, you look so good. Like you look so healthy. I'm so proud of you." Da 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 da. And I don't think like saying that you look so good and that you look so skinny is tea. Body tea. Body is getting tea. Whether you know how I lost the weight or not, it's really none of your business, but the compliment is a compliment. I appreciate that. But I'm so proud of you. I don't know if anybody should ever be saying that to people who lose weight ever because losing the weight is not an accomplishment. Like, I don't care who you are, I don't care how hard you worked. I've lost weight. I used to run 10 miles like a day for 7 days a week, and I've lost weight that way. I've lost weight as my ED. I lost weight jump roping 30 minutes a day. I've worked out, I've not worked out, I've been heavy, I've been skinny. I've been in all, I've been in the middle, currently there right now. And it's like there's no like it doesn't matter what by what means you lost weight. Saying I'm proud of you is so crazy. And the surveillance state of it all of people being like it's not even like the surveillance state, but it is the surveillance state of people policing different things that policing or being gatekeepers to what is positive, negative, and what enters the social consciousness and what should be everyone's opinions on something. I think that's the issue. Like recording people outside and posting it on the internet and commenting on people's body. And it's just like you are just like a person or a droplet in the water. You're not a gatekeeper to anything. Like people who I think there are checks and balances to cancel culture that are important that we have. We should hold people to a higher standard in our like communities, whether it's online. If a celebrity is doing something weird, we should call them out on it. But you're not a gatekeeper of anything because all you do is sit on the internet and not do anything. So it's like when people are telling people, oh, like Doechii, for example, because Doechii just released music and I've been thinking about her a lot. But people are like, Doechii's an industry plant, da 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 da. When did you release your last album? When did you go on tour? Doechii has been making music forever, grinding her big, voluptuous ass off for years, making music, recording her process. If anybody is an industry plant, it's not fucking Doechii. And if she turned out to be an industry plant, who gives a fuck? She makes great fucking music and she's fucking gorgeous. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, the surveillance state of it all, of white men, like that fucking streamer who's friends with fucking Drake, who cannot keep his fucking mouth shut for 2 fucking seconds about any black woman ever. It's just like, there are people talking about things they could never do, or never even get the chance to do because they don't have any talent. And then, like, that's like me talking about a brain surgeon. Like, that's so easy for me to do. And I might see a couple videos, like when Dr. Miami was on fucking Snapchat during the pandemic doing BBLs. Bitch, I feel like I could do a BBL to this day. But being dead ass serious about that, and also having no credentials and being functionally illiterate, the last book you read was in high school, I don't think you get the, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to go out into the street and you have to meet a smart bitch out there and you have to fight. You have to fight after saying that, because it's like, or you need to go to jail. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Megan Thee Stallion is doing one thing right, bitch, she's taking people to court for running their fucking mouth. Because you can't sit up on the internet 24/7 and run your fucking mouth, post pictures of people talking shit, posting, just like being this social gatekeeper with no credential. Like, you, like, people are writing blog on me with a fucking podcast. But honestly, I have a degree. I have a bachelor's in digital communications and social media. I have a minor in psychology and I have a minor in black studies. I have a master's of education. I actually do have credentials. A lot of you bitches have nothing and you look like you have nothing. That's the problem. You cannot be a social gatekeeper when you have no social currency. T as fuck. Like, sometimes I'd be like thinking things and then saying them. I'm like, wow, you are the gag of the century, Gagatronomics. Like, and that's also another thing that I wanted to talk about. The black and suburbia trope that's going on right now. Really the scissor of it all. Not the trope that's going on, but just like the wave of people understanding that trope. You don't understand how people used to fight in the trenches over that shit. Like, you're whitewashed, you want to be white, why do you talk like that? And then there's kind of the polarization, the same thing that people are trying to do with not liking men and making that women's problem, or like liking men is women's problem, when it's really just like the men being bad people. People now are saying, people say I talk white all the time. People say I talk white and it's just me being educated. Nobody is saying you talk white anymore. Like, oh my God, leave that shit in 2010. Like, please. But people really were saying that shit in 2010. Oh my goodness, what the fuck? People really were saying that shit in 2010. But now it's like you're trying to separate yourself from black people by saying that people are saying that you talk white to this day and saying that it's you talking educated. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down, pump your brakes, hold on, glasses. That's not what's happening. There is a comfort that I take as a black boy in suburbia when SZA and Issa Rae and Awkward Black Girl and Quinta Brunson and all these people are now voicing or becoming just the different iterations of blackness being accepted. And for me personally, as a black boy in suburbia, as a black boy who grew up in suburbia, I think that trope, I think that iteration of blackness is very, very personal to me. I know it's personal to me, but I don't want to see people flip it around and try to make it seem like the black people who do act like that don't want to be black. There are when I think about this kind of situation, I always think about when I want to say Odo Beckham, but that's not his fucking name. What is his name? OJ Simpson said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." That, and I understand that. I understand it on both sides. He's saying, I'm not black, I'm OJ, because you should see me as OJ Simpson. You should see me as who I am before you see my blackness. But in the space in which we inhabit in this day, and especially in the space in which he inhabited that day when he said that, is no one's going to see you as OJ Simpson. They're going to see you as the black man on the street. And that was proven to him when they took that nigga to jail. Not even for the murder that he allegedly committed, but for all the other shit that he did. They treated you like a black man because you are one. Like, I understand the idea of one should be judged by your character, who you are, rather than just being judged by being a black person. But at the end of the day, what is so wrong with being seen as black and then we know what's wrong with being seen as black. We know what the negatives, but there's richness, there's beauty, there's something strong about being black, and then but there's also something, the pressure of being black as well. The price of being black in suburbia, like that's literally what it is. Like there is a video essay in my heart that I want to do about that, like, and just like the the message of it all that comes with um just being a black person in many iterations, and how black people in and of themselves try to police blackness, but then how that's a as a result of white supremacy and all that good stuff of what white supremacy, and how creating these bottom of the barrel arguments or crabs in a bucket arguments when white supremacy is the top dog issue is a way just to keep black people, to keep marginalized communities marginalized and divided. But that's a conversation for another day. So I just wanted to say that. That also reminds me of the identity diffusion conversation that's currently going on. Because it's like, I understand when I love music. I've always loved music. I've loved music from a very young age. But I listen to mainstream artists. I do. I had my phase of listening to artists with less than 3,000 listeners, or just people who hadn't had their big break yet. But there's a certain, and I'm using this as an example because it's the first thing that came to my mind, but there's also just like anime culture. There's also just like sub like these sub forums, subreddit forums of people, just like these sub hubs of people who really like a really niche topic, and once it becomes mainstream, or once it, not even once it becomes mainstream, just they identify with it so much that it becomes a part of their personality. And that is the identity diffusion of it all. You have to work and create your own personality. There are just like the surveillance state of it all. You can't be a social gatekeeper for something you don't have social currency in. So you make music in your basement that is bad, and there's nothing wrong with that. People should do that. That's how a lot of the greatest artists have ever created. Fucking Steve Lacy uses GarageBand on his phone. Like Steve Lacy creates music on GarageBand on his phone, and that's okay. But I think people who identify with so many things that are outside of themselves, do you like that thing because your personality gravitates to something like that, or do you like that thing because it gives you a personality? You like niche music because it makes you look more creative when you're not that creative, because the music you're creating is bad and you haven't improved. So it's like it takes creativity and creative mind to want to create music, but are you good at it? Is your creative expression good? Are you quantifying it in that way? Or are you just doing it for creative expression? That's up for debate. But there's a lot of people who identify or want to identify with these things and be social gatekeepers for with no social currency. But I also wanted to talking about things that are outside of themselves. I want to talk about the holiday season. I don't like the holidays. I don't like, it's just like, oh my goodness, it's so busy. Like November, December, January, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like that is so much, and it's just like the end of the year feels so rushed, and it just feels like I want to relax during that time, but there's no relaxing during that time because there's so much to do. There's so many familial obligations, there's so many platonic obligations, romantic obligations, and then there's like getting gifts, and it's like the holiday season just feels like so much noise because you're still working, going to school, doing everything that you have to do in the midst of this impending doom of, and there's such a emotional like dissonance, and I guess you could say contrast, like where there's supposed to be this happy scenery, you're supposed to be happier, like the holly jolly of it all, but I'm not feeling real holly or real fucking jolly. I'm actually feeling even more depressed because now it's cold as fuck outside. Well, not me personally, I love winter. Winter is my favorite season. Like it might, I mean, it's a little too fucking cold, but I really do like that it gets dark that early because I love when it's dark outside. Like it's just so tea to me. Um, but I do feel I don't it's kind of like the summer for me. Like it feels really weird to be depressed in the summertime because it's so bright and happy and light outside, but like you're like dark and depressed inside. And then that's how I feel during the holiday season, like Thanksgiving, fucking Christmas, the New Year's, and it's supposed to be like new opportunities, happiness, and like thankfulness. And it's like I'm not real feeling real thankful, real happy, and real positive right now. I am feeling that now that it's over and now that I can like easily digest it, but it's a little bit of a sensory overload. And I think that comes from me being a middle child. There is I saw somebody talking about this on TikTok, like the how your birth placement is like really important to how you perceive family tradition. And as a middle child who went through a lot of adult experiences at a really young age, and I wrote a Substack article about this, and a lot of people resonated with it. And it was like just about when home stops feeling like home. And I don't think my home ever really did feel like a home because there was just so much going on outside of my home that really made me grow up really early and just felt unprotected, and how I had to like literally fight for my life a lot of times, from the age of 9 or really from the age of 8 on. So it's like when I go home now and I've curated this space for myself in my apartment and I am in school and I've created new bonds outside of my family and stuff like that. And now I feel safe in this space, going home to a space where I had to grow up really, really fast and didn't feel as protected. And I've forgiven my family for this. I've been in therapy for a really long time. So I'm just saying this as I'm reflecting on the holiday season and why I don't like it so much. Going home almost feels like I have to retrogress into a trope that my family knows me as the angry child, as the loud one, as the one who always has an attitude and stuff like that. When I don't identify with that version of myself whatsoever at all, it's just a version of them that they know. There's a version of me that they know and kind of pigeonhole you into, which is like fine because I do identify with a lot of those things in my family situation. Like that's just how I've been, and there's certain personality traits that I'll always have. Am I these things that they assign to me, or was I these things because of I was fighting for my life at 9 years old? And you could probably argue a little bit of nature versus nurture, but all in all, I don't enjoy the holiday season. But now that it's over, what I want from 2026 is the real thing that's been on my mind for a really long time, and what I want ever since my birthday passed this past June. I wanted this year from my birthday of last year to the birthday coming up to be my solidification year. Like I want to feel solid. I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet and stand on things and always have a sense of not where I'm going, but knowing that I have my 2 feet on the floor more so, instead of floating up in the air and feeling like just adrift. And I think in 2026, I want this year to be my year of oneness. Like there are so many iterations of myself, and I do believe I am a very idiosyncratic person. Like there's never going to be another me, but I also want the communities that I inhabit. I want to have clear boundaries. I want to have this year needs to be calm. Like it needs to be full of calmness, understanding, boundaries, and complete comfortability for me. I've done a lot of contorting myself, especially in my earlier years of life and even in my early 20s, and I think that has to just be put to rest. No more contorting myself to fit inside spaces that do not hold me with any kind of care, and there's no more crossing of my boundaries. There's no more of me crossing anybody else's boundaries, which I feel like I've always been really aware of. But if things aren't aligned for me, I do not want them. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to work hard for things, but I'm not going to. Last year and this summer, I think a lot of things were ripped out of my hands, and it kind of felt like I was out of control because I had all these plans. But I don't want to have plans anymore. I just want to be spiritually aligned. I want to be aligned with my communities. I want everything around me to feel very, very cohesive. Things that naturally gravitate towards me, but not necessarily things that I don't have to work for. I think that was my last topic for today. I did record this one other time, but I looked really chopped, and I'm feeling kind of chopped today. So who knows if this is coming out? But if it does come out, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Bedroom Corner.